Wow, this lighting is fire. What's good, guys? It's me, Zilo, and I'm back with another video. First of all, cheers, because I dropped an album last week on Friday the 18th of June called Where the Flowers Grow. I'm so proud of it, and I'm so glad it's finally out in the world. I worked really hard on it, and the songs mean a lot to me, so I thought, why not do a breakdown video of behind the songs. I asked you guys if you wanted it, and you said you did. For those of you that are new here, hi, nice to meet you. I'm Zilo. These are my songs. Go and listen to the rest of them. Cheers, by the way. I'm shooting this on my phone, so if I'm looking away, I don't know where to look. I'm trying to find the little viewfinder thing. So the name of the project, how it came about, I think I should start there. Well, Where the Flowers Grow. All these songs were written in a sort of pinnacle time of my journey of like self-discovery. I do a lot of self-development work. I love learning, especially about myself and why I'm here and what my purpose is and what I'm supposed to be doing and how to like better myself and stuff. The title is sort of representative of doing inner work. Where do you go to plant seeds to grow? You go where the flowers grow. It's like the soil. You go inwards to do the work. Even when it came to the album artwork, I wanted it to showcase that. So the artwork's beautiful and it's done by a guy called Rob Davis. He's so dope. As soon as I saw him, I knew, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be able to bring this weird idea to life, because it was very specific. Like I knew exactly how I wanted it to look, and I was like, I want like a big me, like a big head in this garden, and I want a little version of me to be going inside with like gardening equipment to symbolize like doing inner work. I wanted it to further explain what the songs were going to be about and just what this album meant to me. First song on the project is I Don't Want to Go Outside. Now, I released that last year. It's produced by my boy Insightful, and I think I've already explained what this songs mean in a separate video, so I'm going to keep this one brief. But I Don't Want to Go Outside was like an introvert's anthem. I'm introverted and I spend most of my time inside. Like I don't really have like a big social friendship group that I can never really have, and the time in which I wrote it, I just wanted to be inside. I wanted to be inside. I don't think I've ever written a song like that. It's like soon after I'd done a lot in 2019 of like going out and socializing and just doing a lot of stuff, being around a lot of people, and I was exhausted. And I realized also doing a lot of that stuff and being around people that just like didn't really mean anything to me. It didn't really have my best interest. I did a lot of that stuff to kind of fit in. So I think this was the first sort of real feeling and sign that showed me that I don't want to do that. Like I don't even want to go outside. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I wrote that song as an ode to that. It was obviously before all the weird shit in the world, and then we actually couldn't go outside. I also thought I Don't Want to Go Outside would be like the best intro to the project. Aside from the fact that it's quite a short song, it was the start of me really retreating to focus on myself. And all the songs on the album I put in a specific order because I felt like it told the story in order of how I felt, what I felt, and what I experienced. So I felt like that was the real turning point for me, of where I was like, yo, like this isn't me. Like I need to really, really retreat and cocoon myself and find myself a bit more. I felt like I was doing a lot of masking and just not really being me. I was disconnected. Second song on the project is In My PJs. I wrote this in September 2020, I think. I sent the beat by a guy called Austin Mark. He sent me like a bunch of beats, and this beat was called Pajamas, sorry. So it sparked off that like, pajamas, okay. Aside from everything that was going on in the world, I was having a lot of pajama days, like days where I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to lay in bed all day and think and heal and rest. Again, I think this was yet another introvert's anthem, even though I guess the timing, because everybody had to be inside for so damn long, most people were having pajama days. I didn't wear normal clothes for so long. Like, I think everybody could relate to that. And I felt like it followed well after I don't want to go outside, because it's like, okay, I'm going to retreat indoors now. And then it's like, pajama days every day, whilst I heal and whilst I think and whilst I get to know myself a little bit more. The third song on the project is Trust You. This is produced by L Train, and I love this song. I wrote this song in 2019, I believe so. It's the eldest song on the project in terms of when I wrote it, because all the other songs were written in 2020. Cheers, by the way. Chilly chin. Trust You is a song I wrote about feeling like I couldn't trust people who were close to me. And I guess I had ideals that, you know, particular people in your life, especially when it comes to family, are just automatically supposed to have your back. And, you know, the sad reality of it a lot of the time is that just isn't the case. And that was quite a hard pill to swallow and come to terms with. And this is a song that explored that. Like, I can love you, but I don't trust you. It doesn't mean like I hate you or anything, but I don't trust you. And I have a big heart. I have a lot of love to give. I'm filled with love. Like, I ooze love. I can't help it. Like, I just love people. I'm very forgiving. I'm really forgiving because I understand everybody can change, and I want to see the best in people. And I think, like, unfortunately, when you are somebody with that nature, that can be taken advantage of, especially from people that you just automatically assume are supposed to have your back. So as I got older, I realised that's not the case. People have to earn that, and you have to set boundaries. And people meet those boundaries, then they can have access to that purity, you know. And if they don't, then they can't. So yeah, this was that, me coming to that harsh realisation of, like, I love you, but I don't trust you. That's cool. So you do you, and I'll do me. The song on the project is On a Wave. Again, that one was produced by L Train, and wrote this in 2020, start of the year. Again, telling the story. Obviously, you know, I've retreated. I'm having loads of pajama days. I'm doing loads of thinking. I'm thinking and realizing, wow, certain people I have around me are not who I thought they were. And then On a Wave is when I started to embody and understand my inner power and my inner truth, and was starting to live that, and was seeing the difference in how I was received by people close to me and around me, that I thought had my best interest, that I guess didn't, because my sense of newfound self-confidence and me living more of my truth repelled and offended certain types of energies. And that started to become more clear the more I started to live my truth. Anybody who wasn't meant for me, it became very loud because of how they responded to me being happy. On a Wave is me talking my shit, basically. I'm shining my light, and I'm shining on certain people. And yeah, I just remember like beaming, like I had this sunshine energy, and certain people were just not happy for me, or would try to bring me down, or would like be like, oh, look at who do you think you are, like stuff like that, which I think like if either you're with me or you're against me. So like if you're not supportive of that, I honestly think you're not. It's an opposing energy. And this was me continuing to beam anyway, and having confidence. Yeah, I'm on a wave, like, yeah, being on high, flowing like the ocean. So either you're with me, join me on this wave, or get out of my way, because you're legit in my way. Next song is Weird. This song is hilarious. I love this song. I think I've spoken about this song already, so I won't go into too much depth about it. But I wrote this song at the start of 2020 as well. Similar sort of thing, when I was really starting to tap into spiritually, like what was going on, and coming to understand certain energies that just were weird. And people who were starting to notice this glow, or me, like, I guess, understanding myself more. And people started to monitor that. People started to become very watchy, and I can only describe it as a weird energy. It was just weird. And I wrote this song about that. It's like, you're all up in my business. What are you doing? It's weird. I think there's a difference between watching people because, you know, you're in admiration of them, or like you're genuinely interested in what they're doing and you engage, or like the energy is the frequency, and the energy is like not weird. It's just not weird. I think when it comes from like wanting to monitor and wanting to see and feeling ill intent towards the person, I can always feel it when it's that against like when somebody is just watching and supporting but not like being vocal. I think they're very different, and I started to notice a lot of people who, you know, once were very much for what I was doing, if they were either a part of it or like benefited from being involved, and sort of, I guess, taking advantage of me not being aware of who I am. And then the moment I started to be aware of it, the energy shifted and they started to become weird. Like, that was weird, and I started noticing it, and I wrote a song about it. And it's crazy because I wrote this song with a few different people in mind. A few different people inspired me to write the song. However, it is about that specific energy because I peep that energy often. So it's about whoever the shoe fits. But it's funny because specifically the people who were in mind moved even weirder after the song came out. It's like they knew. It was hilarious and really interesting because it reiterated and sort of put even more into perspective that what I was noticing was accurate. Yeah, it was wild. So yeah. It is weird though, like what the hell? It's definitely weird. If you're just watching people, like if you're finding yourself watching somebody and you don't know why, but you just want to keep watching them, that was weird. Like I refer to that as like a monitoring spirit. Spirit is monitoring someone, wanting to see what they're doing. It's not pure, it's not good. That's weird. And if you don't know why you're doing that to somebody, like you should see, because I think like when you're not in tune with like who you are and you've got insecurities, and when you're not in tune with your inner self, you allow yourself to become a vessel for just any random spirits and entities to start coming in, entering, and making you move weird, making you move mad. And I started to notice that in a lot of people that were once not even necessarily close to me, because I don't allow many people close to me, but some close and some nearby, or about to people who I was about to work with, or like gets revealed. So those type of energies got revealed to me very quickly, and I was like, whoa, yeah, that's weird. Not even from a judgmental standpoint, but from I don't want that energy around me. So that was what weird was about. Next on the project was Tell Her. I believe I've already done a video on this as well, so I'll try and keep this one short. Is a song about when you're with somebody and they have an ex that won't go away, basically, and their ex is doing the most to act like they're like, to just linger around still, I guess, and act like their intentions are pure, but really they're not. They just still want to have some access to that person's life. So that is a song about that. I went into a bit more detail about it in the Tell Her breakdown, so you can go and watch that if you want to find out more about that. But yeah, it's just basically about an ex that won't back off. Pretty sure many of us have experienced it. I've experienced it. I also am cool with, like, I don't have any problems with a lot of my exes, so that also might be the case for me. I might be that person, even though like I don't have any interest in actively being in any of my ex's life. So to me, it always stands out like when other people do. But I can also understand it, because when you've had impact on somebody's life, like you understand that I've impacted people's lives who I've been with before. Hence why I think there's no, like, yeah, I'm cool with anybody from my past. So I can understand that in other people as well. But when someone's like actively like trying to be in their life, it's like, okay, what you doing? Shoo. So yeah, this is a song of me explaining my frustrations at the time towards something that I felt that I noticed that perhaps the other person wasn't as aware of. So yeah, that was a song about that. Next song on the project is I'm Sorry. I wrote this song in July 2020, and this song is about, well, it's self-explanatory. It's actually an apology letter, essentially. It's like an apology song of me saying sorry to somebody that I loved, that I wasn't completely honest with. I think younger me tried to avoid conflict a lot, and that would be to my detriment a lot of the time, because it would result in me not being completely honest about certain things because of fear of judgment, fear of losing the person. Like, I was a bit of a coward. I came to realize it's cowardly. When you lie, it's cowardly, and you're doing yourself a disservice, really, because like, you're not free. You don't feel free. You're always hanging on to stuff. You always gotta like think about like, oh, is it gonna come out? And the truth is, like, I know it sounds cliche, but the truth always comes out in the end. And the more inner work I started to do, the more I realized that doesn't resonate with who I really see myself as. I don't see myself as somebody who is who vibrates like that, like who's coming from that sense of like, oh, I can't be honest, like, out of fear of, oh, this person's gonna leave me, this person's gonna what will be will be. I can't control the outcome, and who am I to think I can? I want to live freely. I want whatever to happen. I don't have control. It was like me detaching from hanging on to stuff and caring, and just seeing whatever God wants for me, whatever's supposed to happen will happen. Whilst also apologising to the person that I wasn't completely honest with, and apologising to myself, because I think when you lie, you're not living your truth. You don't value yourself enough. It's like, I'm not being honest. I can't value who I really am. I'm not holding myself highly if I'm doing stuff like that. Like, that's gross to me. It's gross now. I understand that doesn't align with who I see myself as. So I wanted to let go. And that was that. It's produced by J-Rob. Yeah, it's like me saying, look, I've done this, but I'll ride or die for you. And look, I'm not even telling you this for you. I'm telling you this for me. Like, I'm actually saying sorry to myself for allowing myself to become the person that isn't my full potential. So yeah, that was that. The song of the project is Show Me What's Mine. This was produced by Insightful. My boy Insightful, same guy who produced I Don't Wanna Go Outside. I was stuck inside for a long time during the pandemic, and I missed physical contact. And this is a song about using my imagination over the phone, because that's all I could do. That's literally all I could do. And I have a very vivid imagination, so I kind of wanted the listener to feel and be taken to the place that I felt, which was like, just close your eyes and use your imagination. I wanted to set a scene, which I think I did. It's about doing adult stuff with someone you're into over the phone during hard times. Next song is Lights Out, which is produced by Bowtie, who produced Tell Her and Weird and all those other amazing songs. Lights Out, pretty much, I mean, you can gather from it. It's a song about sex. I'm allowed to say sex. Ooh, adults here, right? Yeah, it's a song about sex. That's about it, really. Like, doing it with the lights out. Has a different vibe to it. I feel like there's that element of like freedom. You can't really see shit, but you can. it's just, I don't know, I like lights off. Let me know in the comments below, are you a lights on type of person or lights out? Because I'm definitely a lights out type of person. I don't mind the lights being on now. I also think that having the lights out before, especially when I wrote the song, came from like lack of self-confidence as well. Which, you know, yeah, it's not as much of a thing anymore. Like, I think with somebody you trust, like, or somebody I trust, I like the lights on. But yeah, lights out. Song about getting down and doing the deed with somebody that you love or that you find attractive. What's the next song? Next song, Apple Butter Pastry. I wrote this song, I think it was like maybe November 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I wrote this in my bedroom. I'd moved. I was waiting for my furniture to arrive. I'd moved to a place before where I live now. And I had no furniture. I basically just had a bed, and I was writing a bunch of different songs. And this one, I don't know, the vibe of it felt kind of like somewhat up-tempo, and this reminded me of like sweet stuff. It sounded sweet. And I was thinking, what's like super sweet? And I often refer to people as like sweet foods when I'm explaining or expressing wanting to overly indulge in somebody that I admire, because I have a sweet tooth and I like sweet things. So yeah, this was just me referring to somebody that I wanted to indulge in as apple butter pastry. I didn't even know what that is, but it just sounded better than apple pie based on the syllables. Like, apple butter pastry, you're so amazing. Like, pastry rhymed with more things. So yeah, that's just that song is just about that. It's a fun song. Even down to the way I approached the backing vocals, like I just wanted it to sound sweet and like bubblegum, like just like a sweet kind of vibe. The song's Water Me. I've said it about a million times. If you follow me on my social media like accounts, any of my other ones, I've expressed how much the song Water Me means to me. That was produced by Jake Milliner. He's the same guy who produced Keep Up With Me and Her off of my album Nature the Beast, which you should check out if you haven't checked out yet. I love this song. I think this hands down might be one of my favorite songs I've ever written. Originally, it was one of the first songs I also self-recorded. So when I got my laptop, I got Logic. I was like, right, I'm gonna try and record myself. And just looked through my beats that I had. And again, same thing always happens with Jake. Like, he'll send me beats and then months later, if not like a year on, I'll go through the beats. Because I only work when I'm in the mood. So I apologize to anybody who's ever sent me stuff that's like expecting me to do it straight away. I only work, I'm mood led. I'm led by intuitively, I'm in the mood to write something now, and then I'll like do a whole album, and then I'll release it, and then I won't do it again for ages. So this was the case with that, and then I saw a little like 6-second loop, and I put it on, and I was like, and I was like just playing around with melodies, and I was like, oh my god, this sounds sick. I think the beat was called Ego, so it stood out to me. Like, I didn't even listen to the rest of the song. I picked that one straight away and I was like, oh my god, this is fire. And it was just the boom, 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 boom. If you heard the song, you'll know what I'm talking about. And I was like, wow, like, I don't know, I felt that in my soul. It felt like a heartbeat. And the more I was becoming in tune with myself, I was just like tapping in. It almost was like meditative. And I was getting to the root of like, just a lot of things about myself, and I realized that I shied away from allowing myself to be fully vulnerable. Like, my dominant energy is feminine, and I'd created, even though like I also have a lot of masculinity present as well. I'm aware that my dominant energy was feminine, yet my masculinity had created like a shell to protect it, and because I didn't feel like I could trust people to allow myself to fully flourish and be who I truly am. It takes a lot. Like, being vulnerable requires a lot of strength. Submitting to anybody requires a lot of trust and strength, and people assume that like submission is weak, but it isn't. It requires so much to do so. Like, it's a lot. So I think this song was me really exploring myself and being like, oh wow, I found somebody who I trust. I want to show you who I really am, but I need to know I can trust you in order to do so. Otherwise I'm not gonna do it. Like, but I want to. Like, it's like I want to. Even the lyrics is like, really wanna bear my soul, baby, got faith. Told you everything about myself. Is it safe to let my guard down? It's like, I'm about to do it because I feel like now is the right time, but can I trust you? And taking that leap was something that really meant a lot to me, but was really worth it because it was with the right person. And I think, which is why I like this song so much. As much as I'm really introverted and I advocate for you know, in order to do inner work, it is something you do alone. There's a lot you can learn about yourselves in how you interact with other people. I feel like that is really how you put a lot of things you learn about yourself into practice. Everybody is a reflection of one another. Everything that, in terms of how you interact with anyone, shows you yourself. Especially in intimate relationships, like romantic ones. I think you really, because it's where you let your guard down the most. And this song was me exploring that. Because of learning a lot about myself, you also learn a lot about somebody else. It's like you grow, it helps you to grow. So water me is like, I'm being watered, I'm a flower and I'm growing. Is it a double entendre? This song has multiple meanings, especially the chorus. It's like, come inside my garden, I'm lost, I wanna be found. You're the sweetest flower I've got, you make me so proud. Water me up, my darling, can't get enough. Every night I drink from your fountain until I'm drowning. Come inside my gardens, come inside my mind, my body, like, I'm lost, I want to be found. Like, I'm trying to understand more about myself. You're the sweetest flower I've got, you make me so proud. You're very precious to me, I'm proud of you, wow. Like, you're beautiful, look at you. Water me up, my darling, can't get enough. Every night I drink from your fountain. Give me more, like, fill me with even more, because I've come to understand that I can learn a lot from you. Water me. I'll drink from your fountain until I'm drowning. It's like, there's so much I can gain from you. I want to completely indulge in you to the point of where, like, I'm drowning. It's like, if you've ever really had any intense feelings towards somebody, you'll understand how it consumes you. And I think being consumed by water, you'll drown, you know? So I wanted to show the intensity to how I love. That's how much I love. I'm very intense. I don't know, I guess there's a Scorpio in my chart. I'm very, very intense. It's with intent. I don't do it to everybody, but when I do, when I fuck with you, it's like, so yeah, that was that. And then the double entendre is also a sexual song. So you can use your brain. Come inside my garden, unless I want to be found. You're the sweetest flower I've got. You make me so proud. Water me up, my darling. Can't get enough. Every night I'll drink from your fountain. You know the vibes. You know, I'm not gonna break that one down for you. I feel like if you're old enough, you'll understand. If you're not, too young for you, bro. The song on the project is Cherry Blossom, which is a beautiful romantic love song. It's another favorite of mine, actually. Carrying on from Water Me, actually, which is why I placed it afterwards, is because in Water Me, in the chorus, I refer to a person who I really cherish and love as a flower. So I felt like the next song being Cherry Blossom is I'm naming the flower, you know, that I think that you are. I have cherry blossoms tattooed on my skin. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. Also, they're a sign of spring and like new growth and new beginnings. And the stage I was at in my journey and understanding myself, when I came to a point of where I felt very alone, and I looked around and I was like, who have I got? And then this one person like stood out to me, and it's like a sign of new beginnings. I had hope. Like, this is like, okay, this is my life now. It was representative of that. This is just a love song. Since that's all it is. It's just a love song. Me showing my appreciation towards somebody who was there for me in hard times. Like I say, feeling like you and I reaching out, nobody else could. You came and lifted me out the mud. That's it. Yeah, like you came and that wasn't the right key, I don't think, but you get it, guys. Yeah, I feel like we're reaching heights that nobody ever could. Together we're strong. You came and lifted me out of the mud. I was going through hard times and you were there and I learned from you. And now I'm elevating even further and even quicker than if I was by myself. And that I'm grateful for. The next song, Leave My Room For Ya. This is actually one of my favorite songs I think I've ever written. I think this is a banger. This is a banger. Like, this is an anthem. This is a classic. Really, really proud of my writing in this one. And it really captured how I felt. Like, I feel like it's a matured version of or like a carry on or a sequel to I Don't Want to Go Outside. It's like, I want to go outside now. Like, I will leave my room for you. Out of everything that's going on, I want to leave my room and you're the person that's worth it. So yeah, this was that. I wrote this song. I was quite sad when I wrote this song. I don't really ever experience prolonged sadness, and I think that's also down to my nature. I'm very optimistic. I try to see the best in everything. So I don't really ever stay down for too long. I don't know what it is. I just have a fighting spirit. Nothing can defeat me. So I don't really experience prolonged sadness, but I felt sad on this day at this moment when I wrote this song. And again, I wrote it at end of last year. I was moved. Before I was where I was now, and I was waiting for furniture. There was yet another flipping lockdown, so couldn't go anywhere. I was sitting on the corner of my bed. Like, how I wrote this song, it's like a diary entry. I feel like this whole album is like multiple diary entries. It's very personal. It's very heartfelt. It's very vulnerable. I'm speaking directly from my soul, like how I felt. Like, I'm healing deep wounds, deep internal wounds, coming to many understands about myself, completely unfiltered. So yeah, this was really it. Like, I was sitting on the corner of my bed, I was looking out the window, I was just like, oh, fuck this, man, this is long. And I'm introverted, I spend time indoors, but this is too much now. And I wanted to go outside and do stuff and not feel restricted. And this was me channeling that vibe and that feeling of, wow, you know, I've experienced all this stuff. I'm ready to go out there in the world now, and I can't. And so many other people in the world are feeling this same thing. I was hearing stories about my friends who were in long distance relationships, who they weren't allowed to go to the other country and stuff like that. I'm thinking, wow, how must these people feel? And feeling deep empathy for everybody around me as well. So yeah, this song was about that. This song is Lonelyville. Again, I think this song was me really going inwards. The beat was called Ticket, something like that. So it sparked off the idea when I was like freestyling the melodies. And I was saying, I think even the first line that came to mind was, I just took a one-way ticket to Lonelyville, yeah. When you are doing a lot of soul searching or just development, it's taking yourself away from the noise to go deeper. It's a very lonely journey. And you know, when you go on a journey, when you get on a train, you buy a ticket and you go. So I kind of thought it would be cool to make reference to that, but in a song of like, I'm really, really going deep on this journey now. It's a one-way ticket, because once I make this decision to do that, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to the old me. I'm not going back to my old life. I'm not going back to anything I knew about myself that is no longer. Like, I'm moving on. So that's what when you get a one-way ticket somewhere, you're not going back. So yeah, this is me going to Lonelyville. I felt lonely often anyway, just in my life, just from feeling different and feeling yeah, mainly feeling different to a lot of people, feeling a bit like weird and just not the same as everybody else. So this was a song that I feel like really embodied that. Like, right, I've had preparation my whole life for the type of loneliness that I'm gonna need to feel when I'm going inward and fully taking this seriously and taking that leap to go deep into my inner journey, my own personal journey. So yeah, that's what this song is about. I love this song a lot. Next song is Me and You. I love this song as well. Again, it's another love song. Actually co-written as well by Emma V. Like, and I wrote the chorus. And it's funny because this song is two individual songs that I merged into one. I had a song that was called Angel to a Stranger, and then I also worked on a separate song with Emma V, where the pre-chorus and chorus of Me and You was from the song I did with Emma V, and then the verses were from a song that I did called Angel to a Stranger. But I wasn't really going to use any of these individual songs just due to complications or being unfinished. So I decided, when I heard this beat by Wonderful, I started singing the verses of the Angel to a Stranger. Like, oh, you are exactly what I wanted. And I was like, oh my God, this sounds perfect. So I included that, and I used this song that was unfinished between Emma V and I, and used that for the pre-chorus and the chorus, but slightly switched up the lyrics on certain things just so it better fit in with everything. So shout out to that. Emma V's amazing. So yeah, and combined it to make the song Me and You, which I absolutely love. Again, this is me now getting to a point of where I've done a lot of soul searching, and yeah, I felt alone, but then I also acknowledged the people, main person, in my life that was just there. And this was me showing gratitude to who I loved. This is me showing gratitude to who I love and who's there for me after everything that I had experienced. I think people that are left in my life and who mean something to me, I refer to them as angels because they are. So yeah, it's just me and you against the world kind of love. So that was that. I think my favourite line in this song is like, you were exactly what I wanted. I always thought you were the one. You said I'm deep just like the ocean. I think you're brighter than the sun. I always refer to this person as the sun. And I feel like I'm very, very in touch with my emotions. I'm like the ocean. I mean, I often speak about the fact that I cry a lot. I feel everything so intensely. And I used to think that was a bad thing. Mad how you're told things that just aren't true. Being in touch with your emotions is like a massive, massive strength. Like, very in tune. It shows how in tune you are with the truth. So yeah, I think that's like, it's like water. It's like you flow, innit? And tears, it's like as water. But people often, and I say people, I speak for myself, I didn't see how powerful that would be. I now see. It's the reason why I connect with so many people. It's the reason why I connect with so many people. I can tap into my emotions and tell my story, and people relate to it. So anybody else who's emotional, do something with that emotion that you're so in tune with. It's not a weakness at all. It's a strength. Think about the ocean. How powerful water is. It consumes all the space it's in. So yeah. The next song is Inhale, Exhale. This song I've cried to many times. When I got the mix and master back of this song, I literally cried my eyes out because it sounded even more beautiful than what it sounded like before. And it's mad because I never expected so many people to connect with this song, like the amount I did. I was shocked because this was very personal to me. This song is about the moment in which the wool got pulled from my eyes, the moment in which I fully looked at myself in the mirror for the first time. And I don't mean literally, I mean looked at myself. No ego, nothing. I saw myself and I felt this small, and I'd been masking and trying to hide and run from the truth for such a long time. I'd become deluded. I'd created a sense of self that was a delusion. It wasn't real. I was running away from who I was. I didn't want to face stuff because it was too painful. I didn't want to face the truth about life, about the people in it, about many things. This song is me expressing true heartbreak, and I think the heartbreak that I experienced or that I express in this song is not heartbreak like a romantic love. It's not romantic love at all. It's the heartbreak of like killing all your ideals about life. Everything I thought I knew, I came to understand was a lie. It wasn't the truth. And everything died. I can't even explain it. I don't even know how to fully put it into words other than everything I knew died, and I saw it dead. And I think I've been running away from looking at it dead in the eye for a long time. So I experienced grief, and like grief of myself. It was really weird. It's like, imagine looking at yourself and a version of yourself that is the truth, and then a version of yourself that you created, and killing all of it, and in order to focus on what is real. Unless you've truly experienced this feeling, it will be difficult for you to understand what it was, because I would have liked to think I understood what this meant before, but I never did until I did. And when I did, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I couldn't escape it. I was like, I just cried and cried and cried and cried. I was grieving. But I knew it was what I had to do. And I learned a big life lesson, if not the most massive life lesson, which was like the art of letting go and letting what will be, going with the flow, allowing things to come and go, and just constantly seeking and learning. And I had to humble myself. You have to humble yourself in order to learn. And I knew in my core who I was, and I saw it for the first time. So I had to let what I knew of myself and my life to die in order to carry out what I was supposed to do and carry out my mission. Like, I'm here for a reason. And in order to submit and allow myself to do what I'm here to do, I had to let that die. But it's really weird because it's all you know. So that's why I was grieving it, because at times I missed it because it was all I knew. It was scary as shit. Like, I felt like I was a newborn baby, but like as a fully grown adult. Really weird and interesting experience. But yeah, this was my song of, I guess, me looking at myself in the mirror and having a real internal talk with myself. So in a way, I also understand why it's connected me to who it needs to connect to, and is bringing more of my tribe forth. Again, I understand what I'm here for now. So people that are being drawn to me, I understand why, and it's the right people. So I'm very grateful for that experience, because I know now, especially what this album in particular is going to do for me, and I'm excited for that. I'm really excited for that. So yeah, anyone that's cried to this song, I've cried to it too. So we all cry together. And I still cry to it. I still get emotional every time I listen to it. I get goosebumps. It means a lot to me. Yeah, that's inhale, exhale. It's like you inhale and you exhale when you meditate. It's like, I feel like when you're holding stuff in and you're holding back and you're not allowing yourself to just be, you're on a constant inhale. But the moment you exhale, you feel that sense of release. And I felt like the moment I actually addressed and faced stuff and went to that dark place was when I fully had the release I needed to move on. running doesn't help anything. And it's mad now because I can see in other people when they're holding back or when they're hiding, when they're running, when they've got low self-esteem, when they don't want to face it, when you don't want to face up to it, like you're just pretending. And it might be a pacifier for the time being, but you're in a shambles because you're constantly running. You can never relax. And that's not the life for me. That doesn't align with my purpose. That doesn't align with who I am. So if anybody relates to this song and you relate to it because you feel like you're doing it, you have to kill off that aggressively to move forwards. That's what that song is about. Last and final song on the project is Grateful. And I feel like I said before, when I said I have a fighting spirit and I'm very optimistic, nothing ever holds me down or keeps me down for long, because I'm always looking for the lesson in anything that I'm presented with, no matter how painful or hard stuff can get sometimes, or at times. I'm a problem solver. Again, that's something that's just in my nature. So nothing is too big for me to handle. And I'm grateful for anything that's put in front of me because it's an opportunity to learn, and that's what I'm here for, to learn. I'm a student of life. It's like, yeah, no matter what I go through, I always stay grateful alone. I wouldn't change anything about my life because it shaped me into who I am, and perfectly prepared me for what I'm supposed to carry out. So yeah, that's what this song is about. I'm showing gratitude. It's like, even when I've been sad, like, what can I learn from this? Have patience because good times are coming. And yeah, I always see the good in stuff. So like, this was that. And I felt like it was a perfect way to sort of end the album as well, because it's like, I've told my story, all little individual stories of like ups and downs and whatever. And despite everything, I'm always grateful, and that's why I'll always win. Always. You never ever lose when you're grateful, ever. And I really, really believe that. So it was a perfect way to end it. And also I ended it on a mantra, like I repeated it. It's like no matter what I go through, I always stay grateful. And I kind of wanted anybody who listened to the whole song, like when you're singing it, your words have power as well. So it's like, yeah, you can't bring that. No matter what I go for, always stay grateful. Nothing's ever bad. Nothing's ever like, oh, woe is me. That's not me. It's not me. Woe is not me. So yeah. And I guess, yeah, on that note, I'm gonna end it. I've said before that what I create is for me, and I do it for me, which I do. It comes naturally to me, and I do it to have fun. But this project really helped me understand the bigger picture, and a lot of what I've been gifted with is for much more than just me. So I'm going to continue sharing what I do, and I think this project is actually for you. If you feel like you relate to it and you connect with it, it's because it's specifically for you. And I want you to know that. And because of that as well, even in terms of how I'm going to approach like doing visuals and stuff for it, I want you to let it be known what's moved you the most and what you want to see. And I'll make that happen. So let me know what do you most want to see visuals for, and I'll try my best to make that happen and bring that to life. I love telling stories. Mine, yours, everybody's like, that's what I feel like is a big part of what I'm here to do. So yeah, I'm gonna continue doing that. Thank you so much for listening to the album. If you haven't, there's still a chance to. It's out there in the world now, so listen to it in your own time. And for the people that have, I love and appreciate you. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.